Good morning.
Good morning.
It's 5:30.
On our way to the gym.
So, guys, today this is gonna be a vlog for me about like a decompression from the week. Okay? Before we get into anything, I want to say the verse of the day, which comes from Matthew 6:19. Do not store up treasures on earth for yourselves, where moths and vermin destroy. Essentially, don't be storing things away. Don't be hoarders. Okay? Don't be wanting the next thing, because what the next thing you should be wanting is the power of Jesus in you. Take that verse throughout your week. So we're headed to the gym. I won't film that because we're tired, but that's where we're going.
But it's Friday. And that means we can sleep in tomorrow.
As you guys know, I'm in PTA school. Okay, it's great. I love it. At first, well, I'll get into all of that later, but
First full week of teaching. I'm just tired. I love my job. I love teaching. I just am tired.
got a lot going on in my head. I can talk about how I'm gonna study, all of that stuff.
I just don't know how you have this much energy.
I'm excited. I don't have school today.
Yeah, that is really nice for you.
That is perk about going to IECC college, okay? Illinois Eastern Community College. Any of the four, okay? If any of you are around or can do online, there's usually no class on Fridays. Usually, like 95% of the time. Just saying. So I have all day to study and do work and tomorrow, and am I gonna do that? Okay, I guess
No,
not.
because breaks are also necessary.
Except when it's in this relationship. Hello, I'm back. We're back from the gym. Chrissy just left for work. I'm sorry, I just now remembered as soon as she left to update you guys. So, here it is, okay? So my plan today for studying, went to the gym. Also, I'll just tell you, went to the gym, full upper body. So that was good deal. And then we went home, we've cleaned. So, a little bit. I got some stuff to do here. So, like I said, I'm in PTA school. So, first week, debriefment. Okay, not debridement. That's cleaning of wound, usually. Debriefment here. It was a lot. It was, but not as bad as I thought. I overthink a lot, okay? Some people that I am close to think I have a little bit of ADHD in me. But I overthought this, and I read the chapter before class, which turns out helps so much. Okay? Helps so much. This week what we learned about was anatomical positioning. If you guys don't care about this, you can probably just click off of it. But we learned about anatomical positions, and body, a little bit of body movements. You might be seeing this a long time from now. So this is filmed on August 21st. Okay, I don't know when it's gonna be out. And then so we learned about like supine and prone and supination and pronation. Okay, a good way to remember that if you guys are going through this. Okay, so I used to play baseball, as you guys know. So we make a P right here. Always, this is a P for me. Okay, when you throw a circle changeup in baseball, you pronate. Okay, you got your P here, pronation. Okay, and then supination. You're holding a cup of soup. Where's my soup? So, but then we learned about planes and stuff like that. Okay, we learned about lateral flexion. Okay, so planes and axis of motion here. Also, this is kind of helping me study. So adduction and abduction adduction and abduction are in a frontal plane. Okay, sorry, cut off. So the frontal plane movements are adduction and abduction. Okay, that's your main ones. Okay, and that happens on a sagittal axis. So the sagittal plane goes right down the middle. It's your mid-sagittal line. Okay, and it divides it to left and right. Okay, so where the frontal plane divides it, anterior and posterior, we got left and right. We also have transverse plane, okay, and that is cutting it superior and inferior. Okay, it can be here, it can be here, it can be, you know, your knee, your arm, whatever. Okay, and that is mainly in rotation. Okay, so a transverse plane, cutting it in half, is a vertical axis. A vertical axis is up and down. Okay, and you are rotation. That is the main thing for rotation. Okay. Let's see here. We did frontal plane. We did frontal plane and sagittal axis. Oh yes, so flexion and extension. This is the one I always forget. Flexion and extension happen in the sagittal plane, okay, but a vertical or frontal axis. Okay, so your axis will always be perpendicular to the plane you're working in, which has taken me a full 2 days to remember that. Don't know why it's so hard to get in my brain, but for some reason it's finally clicked. So flexion, okay, which is bringing your bones closer together, your insertion closer to your origin. So you're bringing it closer together, and extending is going further away. That is happening in a sagittal plane. Okay, you're not whatever, you know, with the frontal axis. So think of it as a doorknob or a door hinge. That's the way I think of it. And it's shoved right in the side of my elbow here, right on, I think it's condyle, epicondyle. We're learning landmarks, okay, also. So it's right through here, and it is just flexing and extending. So that's pretty much what we learned. We learned a lot of other terms. We learned things such as, you know, inversion, which you can't see, inversion and eversion of the foot, okay? And we just learned a lot. Plantar flexion and dorsiflexion of your toes and hands, okay? And also of your wrists. Here, they do the same thing, okay? Uniaxial joints, biaxial joints, triaxial joints. Triaxial joints are your shoulders. They can move in all three directions. And also do circumduction. Circumduction is your proximal joint is closer than your distal joint, making a big cone shape, okay? So think of your cone. Okay, this is making a big circle while this is staying pretty in line, okay? So you're making a good circle there, okay? Scapular, we learned a lot about the scapula, okay? Scapular retraction and protraction, which I thought a lot of as, in therapy they do a lot of that, which that's more scapular elevation, and depression is when the scapular goes down, okay? So we learned a lot of terms. So it's been great. So anyway, that's my study. So once again, class is like 3 hours long. So once again, it's recommended 6 hours of study per week. So however long your class is, multiply that by 2, and there you go. You have what you need for the week, because I thought it was for the day. So I was thinking today I'm studying for 6 hours on the planes when I don't really know how to do that for 6 hours. So it's 6 hours a week, okay, is recommended. So I'm thinking about breaking it up into an hour a day, 2 at the max if I need that time, because I'm sure things will get more complicated and I'll need more time to study things. So there you go. So thank you guys. I know this is kind of a weird thing, but I do a lot of acting it out. Okay. Kinesthetics, I believe. That's how you learn? By moving? I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I'm not a teacher, so I'm just the student. Writing in blue pen, that also helps a lot. That I didn't think of until I did it. So writing blue pen, acting it out. I watched some videos, but really looking at the key terms and then putting it into practice, that's really how I can get it down over and over and over again. That is my week. We went to the gym, went on walks, trying to stay healthy, trying to keep on moving. So I think that is it. That's for week 1 of physical therapy assistant, the program. So next week is a full week of school. So can't wait for that and how that goes. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Take the verse today with you. Be sure to be subscribed if you're new. If you guys like this stuff, just let me know in the comments below and I'll continue to do it. I love being able to just recap my week. So thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the water. Peace.